fans, I'm back, leading the autumn programmes on BBC Three with the most expensive series ever to come out of this bureaucratic dump. Roland.
So where are we going?
Further than we've ever gone before.
Report. Structural latching system integrity breached.
Prepare to take us out of here, number one.
Fire up the engines, half impulse till we clear the nebula, then punch it up to warp 9.
Ready phasers, load forward torpedo bays. Engage.
Homo sapiens. What an inventive, invincible species. It's only a few million years since they crawled up out of the mud and learned to walk. Puny, defenseless bipeds. They've survived flood, famine, and plague. They've survived cosmic wars and holocausts. Now, here they are, out among the stars, waiting to begin a new life, ready to outsit eternity. They're indomitable.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, they are indomitable. We are indomitable. You are indomitable. We are all indomitable together. Good evening, guys. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well out there in the world. I am a very full rabbi right now. Let me tell you, I have eaten and I've eaten and I've eaten. It is Yom Ha'atzmaut, baby. It is Israel Independence Day. Oh, my God. I've literally just rolled downstairs from our barbecue where we had a ridiculous amount of food. Like truly ridiculous amount of food. And we still have a ridiculous amount of food. Well, you know what? I was going to take pictures, but I was too excited for all the food. But here, something I will show you. The local mayor put pictures of everything that goes on in our town, which is kind of fun to see. So I would share that with you because it's all going down, baby. Where is this? Let's start with last night. Doink. We go over here. Yeah, so I am on a what can I say? I'm hoping that the sugar high isn't going to completely crash out during the show. I don't know how long I'm going for. Okay, don't know who that is. But this is basically, you see, that's our little town square in the background. It's all decorated, and they put there. They have a show. And they're never very good. I mean, they're fun, but they're never very good. I don't know. Here's lots of people give speeches. I don't know why. Israelis love giving speeches, right? They are really into it. I mean, like, honestly, this is not what we're famous for. But okay, bit of army action, okay. And the kids do a show. It's all kind of cute, right? So that was last night. Do they have any more? Right, and this is nice. So this is just outside the local town hall. They have evening prayer service that then breaks into Jews dancing. Yay! We will have a bit of Jews dancing. This is how Jews get down. Yeah, that's why celebrations aren't that well renowned. But that is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the middle of Yom Ha'atzmaut. So anyway, we ate late. We ate late. We were planning eating around 4. We ended up eating around 5ish. For me, it's 7 now, right? So because I'm 2 hours ahead of you in the UK. Okay, that's another thing giving me serious agita. Setting up the times because the Twitter, I believe, to set up. To schedule tweets, right? They're on, I think, Eastern European Standard Time, which puts them like an hour, I don't know, like an hour ahead of me, which is an hour behind London. So the upshot is this: on Twitter, on StreamYard, and on YouTube, I got to set the time, and Rumble. I got to set the times up as being different because they're all taking it from a different location. Rumble is the only one that's worked it out, right? Rumble is the only one that's worked it out. I'm sorry to say, they only want to go on like local Hebron time. So anyway, I'm very happy to have this coffee because I need the coffee, baby. I need the coffee. And once again, we got a bit of new news to go over. Shooty Gat was back at his normal togs. It does seem like they want to sell a lot of variant action figures, right? That's the impression I'm getting, that they really genuinely want to sell a lot of variant action figures, and I think they're going to be able to with all the clothes he's trying on. Can I ask you to hit the subscribe button if you have not done that already? I try and remember to ask that at the beginning of the stream, and I always forget. If you're on Rumble, if you're not on Rumble, head over to Rumble, sign up for Rumble, and that'll be fantastic. Double dozy. That'll be fantastic. I am very, very grateful. I'm very grateful for subscribing wherever you subscribe. It makes me all warm and tingly on the inside in a way that just should not be legal. That's what I say. Should not be legal. I got a lot of weird stuff to look at. Let's throw out some weird stuff now. Let's do an eclectic mix. We have, this is funny. We got a lot to look at. I forgot about that. Okay. We have a lot to look at, but let's start with this.
Friendly people in LA are.
Okay, so I can't believe this is a vlog. A few minutes later, I think this is real. This is hilarious. I mean, hilarious, terrifying, sad.
A few moments later.
Please give me my phone. I have autism and I'm from Australia. Please give me my.
He has autism and he's from Australia. How's he recording this? This guy stole my phone while I was on a live stream. How's he recording it?
I want a way to get back. I want a way to get back home. Can you please give me my phone? Please give me my phone.
Yeah, LA is a place you want to live at, visit. Yeah.
I'm from Australia. I won't have a way to get back home. I've got autism. Can you please give me my phone? I've got autism.
Doesn't sound like he's got autism. To tell you, it sounds more like he's got freak out.
Autism. I've got autism.
Although repeating I have autism may be a sign of having autism. I'll give him that. That's fair.
I have autism and I've got anxiety. Can you please give me my phone, bro? Can you please give my phone back, 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 bro? Come on.
Dude, give him his phone. Come on. Just give him the phone back at this point.
I've got autism. I'm from Australia.
I mean, I don't know what's the bigger cross to bear. I've got autism or I'm from Australia. Could go either way. He's like, what do you want at me, man? I saw your phone.
I've got a server. Give me, bro. I'll give you this phone. Bro, just give me my phone. Just give me my phone, bro. Just give me my phone, please. Just give me my phone, bro.
Listen, do you have money on you?
I don't, but I'll give you this.
Give him some fucking money.
I'll lock this phone. I'll give him some
fucking money and.
That did not work out well for him. I mean, I think that's fair to say. That was not a. That's not perhaps how he was expecting that interaction to go down, right? Poor guy. One second, wrong thing. Hang on. And what's this one? I think these are Russians, but I wasn't sure. It's crazy. This is never good news when you go swimming. Look at that! Holy shit, that's huge. I like it, they're all laughing. That's fucking Jaws, mate. Are you out of your mind? Yeah. Remember the time we nearly ate you by a shark? Remember that? That was Oh, yes. And amazingly, they still haven't managed to take Kiev yet. So, yeah, go figure. Yeah, okay, let's pull up the my caddy. We will get to the chat. Because I actually want to get to stuff today because I was really bad yesterday. Yesterday was essentially a chill stream. That's how it turned out. I was just like, we talked about a lot of stuff. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We got, I want to look at the camp villains of season 14. Oh, man, I think that's where they're going with this. It seems to be everything is super duper camp. I don't know. So actually, this is an interesting thing as well we should look at. Where is it? Video file. Where'd it go? I thought I downloaded it out. Press wipe out. No. That's weird. We'll watch this. Okay, we'll watch this while I'm trying to find this other thing. This is actually really cute.
So much nicer than a boring old compost bin, doesn't it? Yeah, well, it's excellent. So thanks for bringing it in, guys.
Ah, there you are. I've searched for you across time and space.
This is when he was still happy being Doctor Who, right? Yeah, back in those heady days. But wait, where's that other thing that somebody sent me? I think, is this it? Yeah, 1 second. Fine. I'm just going to make sure the sound's off. Again, there we go. Hang on. I've downloaded this thing twice now. Right? And I still can't find it. Where'd it go? Copy link. Do Facebook downloader. Facebook video downloader. Doink. Try this again. Download. Okay, download high quality. Okay. Show in Finder. Okay, we found it this time. Good. Okay, let's finish this clip off.
I don't have my sonic screwdriver. What I do have is this. Wow. Take that! Nice work. See you later.
Oh, what?
Did he just blow up their bin?
Wow. Shucks, we didn't get his autograph.
Yeah, listen, Blue Peter's not the place you want to go to prove your acting talent. So, if we're talking about villains, this is a really good video that was sent to me that I think really epitomizes the confusion that we're living through today. In terms of
one of many clashes appearing outside events for children. Why?
All I care about is the children.
So do we! Because it's
but it's incredible. The guy says, "So do we." Does he have any children? Say no. Drag queens grooming kids. Again, I wish somebody would explain how this is good for children.
Because it's Drag Queen Story Hour.
Because this is fascinating. Again, Drag Queen Story Hour. If the drag community wants to not be looked at as a haven for pedophiles, then they need to get off Drag Queen Story Hour.
Where a drag queen reads to a group of kids. And for some, they just shouldn't be anywhere near young people.
These people think that this is, and I quote, a sex show for kids.
No. Okay. Drag is a parody of a sex show. It's a cartoonish version of a sex show. But it is still, and it gets much more highly explicit as time has gone on. Like, why is there fake genitalia being waved in kids' faces, right? Is that a sex show? Is that not a sex show?
Kids.
Obviously, that's a concern because drag is adult entertainment. We've seen videos then where they're dressed in thongs and they're twerking in front of small children.
But as in what we saw.
Yeah, as in what you saw, which they knew.
I mean, here's a question. Why hasn't he seen all the footage that we've seen on like Go and Lives on TikTok? Right? It's not hard to find.
You were coming. If you're there, they're not going to behave in that way anyway. They don't behave.
Oh, they probably will.
In this way for every single act, they're not going to. And the groomers do exactly the same. All groomers are charismatic. All groomers are friendly. They got to groom the adults before they groom the children.
That's so true. Oh my God. 90. We have friends come over from for a barbecue, and they are the only people in town who are really entrenched in the whole like mainstream media worldview, and it's like they don't realize how much they are. They're like giggling about Trump going on trial. I'm like, you've been watching the same soap opera for years, though. like it's just like it's agony at this point. It's like you just laugh at it, but I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them because they've been duped, and the way they don't question they've been duped is by being told that only smart people don't question if they've been duped.
Do you think that?
And they're actually smart people.
You should go to more of the events to understand them more? Or do you think
I don't need to.
Should I go to gay sex shows to understand gay sex shows more? Right? Should I? Because I don't want to.
To understand it, I know drag is adult entertainment. What is to understand?
To those who might...
See, they never ever answer the bloody question.
...have questions or concerns, they'll think it's preaching something.
These people think I'm doing some sort of insidious thing.
I think you're doing an insidious thing.
And I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm writing stories that are just fun.
Okay, so forget the cross-dressing, highly sexualized outfit and just be a normal children's entertainer. And probably be arrested for paedophilia shortly thereafter.
I'm making them interactive, and I'm concerned for their thought processes in how they genuinely have gone from LGBT event to sex show for kids.
Yeah, no, we want to know why you took an LGBT event and turned it into a sex show for kids.
Those people who aren't protesters outside, but they perhaps say drag queens aren't for children's entertainment, what would you say?
Mrs. Doubtfire. Pantomime.
Okay, no, that's cross-dressing. Again, you remove the sexual nature from it, nobody will mind. You are highly sexualized, right? Remove the sex. Mrs. Doubtfire wasn't a hot, slutty chick, right? Like dressed as a hot, well, just a frumpy old woman. Pantomime, again, not hot, slutty. I mean, the leading man is, but pantomime names. They're not. You are a highly sexualized. It dresses up as a parody of a highly sexualized sex worker.
Mine. Eat it.
I mean, just so dumb. Eat it. Yeah, yeah. Remove the sexuality from it, and we're fine. That's where I think Russell Lee Davis is with Jigs Monsoon. I don't think he. Honestly, I think he's also a bit older, and he's just like, I don't think he can conceive of things being not appropriate for children. I think random hookups with strangers has been so much part of his life, and I recently cherished part of his life for so long. He doesn't understand how that's not appropriate for children, which is just the insanity of the age, right? What we do have a couple of articles to go over this. The Flash trailer. We are going to watch the Flash trailer. Looks quite good, actually. Star Trek Legacy close to being greenlit. That is, I think, very, very good news, right? Question is, will it be greenlit and sabotaged by Kurtzman? I mean, that's wouldn't you like? I said this last night on the stream with Keith. Wouldn't you love to know, like, what Brian Fuller's first take on Star Trek Discovery was supposed to be? Wouldn't you love to know it before it got destroyed by Kurtzman, right? Who was just a terrible writer, right? An absolutely terrible bloody writer. It's unbelievable how bad a writer he is. And still gets well, but you know, we live in strange times, baby. We live in strange times. I see another bank's going under. Well, it's been 3 weeks since the last banking crisis. There you go. Nothing to worry about. Everything is normal. Everything is awesome. What we got coming up? This came out today. We did a little piece on Barry Humphries, who I love that he hated the LGBT, the T activist that cancelled him. Right? I always thought he was a good egg, but I thought about Rolf Harris as well. What do I bloody know? This is probably coming out tomorrow. Toxic Fandoms, right? Roll meltdown. Oh, did they cry? Oh, the person's crying hardest is Sue's about the blue check marks. That's why I keep my blue check mark. So I think these friends visit, they're like, you paid for your blue check mark? Yeah, because it makes you idiots crazy. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, there's just so many levels of deprogram of like nonsense upon nonsense upon nonsense upon nonsense that they just believe this Jenga stack of insanity. But yeah, this is funny. Doctor and the Warblers will do. It does look like it's going to be a musical episode with Jinx now, right? That's the heavy rumor on the street, right? A musical episode. What we got here, and this one went out today. Idiot Show Media, Doctor Who Media, apoplectic at the idea. Rossley Davis might make beloved popular Doctor Who. Quiet down, you filthy rabble! He's a bigot, I tell you, a bigot! I mean, we do get good Russell, bad Russell, an awful lot, right? It's very, very confusing. Lots of good Russell, bad Russell. Fine, let's get to the chat. Then we will get to, I think we'll start with the Flash, right? We've got a bunch of trailers to look at, actually. Darren Ebb is here. Greetings and felicitations. Let me look at Rumble before I forget. Captain 1969 is here. How you doing, Captain 1969? Thank you for joining us. Again, if you're on the Rumbles, you can hit the subscribe button. That will be fantabby double dozy. That will be fantabulous. Thank you very much. So, thank you for joining us, Captain 1969. Yeah, I have to tell you, 69, one of my favorite numbers. Yeah, I have to tell you, I like the 9 a lot. I'm a big fan of the 9. The 6, fair. I can live without it. But, you know, I'll go through the 6 to get to the 9. That's just me for you. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm a giver, baby. I'm a giver. I'm a lover, baby. What are we up to? Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is here. How you doing, Mr. Jekyll and Hyde? We have PD Rich is there. How you doing, PD Rich? Did I say hello to you already? I'm not sure. Lonnie is here on comics. Matthew Burrows is here. Thank you for joining us, Matthew Burrows. What's going on in the world of insanity today outside? Got an argument with my niece about Monsoon. I think he is creepy. She thinks she is amazing. Well, yeah, okay. There's a movie coming out that, again, the teenage girl, the family visiting us, super excited about. It's about the son of the president hooking up with the Royal Prince of England. I'm like, does everybody have to suck a cock now? I mean, really, literally every character. Do you suck a cock? Well, then you're on board. Absolutely. Paul Tosland is there. Tzvi Lebetkin on Rumble. Yeah, that's very true. I am on Rumble. Saul Schmeitek is there. Doing Saul Schmeitek. Thank you for joining us. And too much camp. I don't know. I think I got to see this in action because, it seems it's leading into season 24 to me. But I have to see it, right? I just have to see it in action to get an idea. Sometimes says, pass. I'll pass. Russell Davis jumped the shark even before he began. Maybe. I mean, again, everything's going to be retroactively proved or disproved with when they actually finally show the stuff, right? I honestly, I just think he was off with the Jinx Monsoon thing. I'm not the greatest of moves today, but that's because I'm very tired from a lack of sleep. Man, I didn't sleep well last night either. Also, I am a very full Nerf gun. I like a bit of Nerf gun. Oh no, I've been rumbled. That's good for you, mate. You can self-rumbles. Gays against groomer. Hashtag gays against groomer. Yes, that's the other thing. Like, the gay population of the world is not happy about being tarred with this brush, right? They are not happy about it at all. Fine. Let us start with the things that we need to get to. Let's start with the Flash trailer, because it really was a lot more exciting than I expected it to be. Then we got some location filming to look at, a few articles to read.
I lost my parents. That pain made me who I am.
So I can't remember the exterior of Wayne Manor from the Tim Burton Batman movies. It looks like it might have been it. Yeah, this looks very Batman-y, right? They are certainly setting Batman, Michael Keaton, as a star.
I spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did it.
I can't imagine what you've been through.
Do you really think Ezra Miller's going to be rehabilitated? Like he'll keep getting movies?
I love you, Monkey. You lost both parents in one day.
Barry! Call 911 now!
I went back in time to save my parents.
But instead, I completely broke the universe.
Okay, this is a good premise for a comic and for a movie. I never read Flashpoint, but I do like this idea.
If you went back and changed the past, this world must die.
I have to say, I think this Zod was fantastic. I really like the Zack Snyder depiction of Krypton in general. I thought that was great. I think I spoke about this on the channel a couple of times. I always want to do a comic series about Jor-El, right? About what about his life, because I think he sounds like an interesting guy.
You changed the future.
Do you know what the symbol stands for?
It means hope, right?
I will help you fight Zod.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah, that's when they read Tim Burton Batman. Not sure how I feel about the Supergirl. I mean, at least she's hot. I mean, that's kind of important to me. If it wasn't in the current climate, I would have been much easier with it. But I know this actually might tempt me to go to the cinema. The flag went back in time to stop the Ezra Miller casting. That's probably a good idea.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
That's pretty cool. So you got two Flashes there. I wonder who the other one is. You don't think that's the one from TV? Are they both Ezra Miller?
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have.
I have to say, in the Snyder cut, the Flash scene was genuinely stunning, right? It was absolutely genuinely stunning.
Make us who we are.
A bit Batfleck.
I'm meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you. Make us who
Is this the Christian Bale Batman coming
we
out?
are. I'm meant to go back and fix them.
See, why I like the Batfleck Batman, it's the most comic book accurate one we've ever had, right? Yep. Whoops.
I have to undo what I did.
These scars we have. Make us who we are. I'm meant to go back and fix them. Don't let your tragedy define you.
What did you do?
Yeah, and I like the Snyderverse Kryptonian ship design. Oh, who do you reckon that is? That looks like Zod. Yeah, this looks much more like a Batman movie.
No matter what we do, we're not going to be able to fix this. No! Nobody dies!
Oh, that is cool. That's really cool.
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Hey, where's yours?
Yeah, I think they get me to the theater to see that. Right? I think they get me to the theater to see that. I look at I know. I feel creepy with Ezra Miller. This is a ton of reshoots. Everything is a ton of reshoots now. Literally everything. We have another trailer to look at. One thing. Share video. We have two more trailers. We got the Penguin trailer. Now I hated the what's the name Batman movie, the Batman, right? I thought it was a piece of crap. And I like Colin Farrell and I like Penguin. I don't know why we got something that looked or sounded nothing like Colin Farrell and or the Penguin, right? It's like, what a waste of both of those things. Okay, I don't understand, but that's just what they chose to do.
This is one of those moments.
No, this is just a bad the production.
You gotta ask yourself, what kind of life do I want? The world ain't built for guys like us. That's why we gotta take whatever we decide.
I mean, it looks like just a mediocre, well, an average gangster thing with Colin Farrell in a fat suit. I know. Listen, maybe he was good in the Batman. I couldn't get through it. It was too boring. It was like long and boring. I was just wishing for it to end constantly, right? Absolutely constant. Like, please be over.
It's ours. It's Carmine Falco's right hand.
Yeah, I get what I think these superhero movies are doing wrong right now is they're not emulating the comic book, right? Emulate a comic book. To be a successful comic book adaptation, you need to emulate the comic book, right? That is all important, right? That's actually the most important. I mean, like, didn't the early Marvel movies explain this to you? That's why they started making bad comics, so they can emulate the comic books authentically, even though they're bad comic books, right? That had all that political agenda, and they like, stop crashing the cool Batwing. That's actually a good point. Oh, yeah.
Push me out. Whoa, hey! You ain't seen what I can do.
Yeah, he doesn't seem that fearsome either.
If you step out of line, even once, I'll gut you like a goddamn fish.
Yeah, I'd rather watch The Sopranos.
Can you imagine? The people saying my name in the streets after you're gone. Have it mean something?
I mean, come again. Yeah, look, a little. I mean, nothing.
The new Kingpin of Gotham.
I mean, I think you remember the TV show Gotham? Their Penguin was much better. I'm not joking. Their Penguin was way better. Right? It's yeah, this Penguin sucks. Man, snoozerama. That is a snoozerama. But something I am excited for coming in June. I just saw this trailer just now. This, I think, is good news. Doink.
I don't want to set the world on.
Yeah. Well, haven't they just changed from what to what?
Don't want to set the
Emerald Pine to yeah. Well, what's that little picture that pops up?
To set the
I missed it. That looks like this is for Black Mirror, by the way, unless you didn't know.
Set the world on fire.
I wonder how many episodes they'll have for this season.
I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Jesus Christ, this time.
Let me show you how this will play out.
Yeah, that's a wacky jacket you're wearing there, mate.
3, 2, 1.
Now, I missed that episode of Are You Being Served?
You know none of this is right.
Yeah, was that Nathan Fillion? Looks like it. Could well be.
This is right.
I love this.
Yowza.
I love it.
Oh, do you?
It's all anyone can talk about.
Oh man, I'm up for this. Trying to get a picture of that guy. Yeah, this is dark, disturbing.
What the fuck is this? How the fuck is this?
Yeah, that looks good. I'm up for that. June? Yeah, I am definitely up for that. So not that long to November. Actually, this will probably be in next year, right? Which episode is this from? But let's we have some more location filming, location footage. So Shooty is back. Shooty is back, but now in his blue pants. Are they the blue pants that he was wearing earlier? Or are they just the blue pants we've seen him wear? No, the blue pants he was wearing earlier were pinstripe, right? So he's back in his semi-regular outfit, I guess. And yeah, look, he seems to have a lot of style and panache. Does Shooty Gatwa? I just want to see what this doctor's like, right? I mean, like at this point, can I see a trailer, mate? But yeah, he's back in his shaft coat. All right, we got some video footage of him. It's over here.
Right. Oh, is that him? Oh, God. Most of episode 1 is like by
There you go. We finally see a bit of Shooty Gatwa in action, right? And then I think it was on the official BBC channel. Can't remember. I think it was. Shooty having a bit of a sing. Okay, so he's still got his big hair, so this looks like the 60s episode, which is saying may well be a musical episode. Yeah, I that would make sense, right? Like have like some. We actually got a bunch of articles that speculate about this stuff. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. First, have a quick look at the headlines. Have any news come out? Share screen. Doink. What have we got here? The best and worst Doctor Who fashion ranked. Well, I think that's worth. Let's look at that. Okay, Jodie Whittaker's. Oh god, she looks a bit unsure of herself. Lauren Cochrane. Jodie Whittaker is not sure of her. I don't think this is going to be a good one. Matt Smith. So they're saying Matt Smith is number 14. Really? They're ranking the top. Matt Smith looked pretty good. All right, Matt Smith might be the most memorable costume in recent years, and not in a good way. Thanks to that bow tie, based on tweed jacket, he ran with a cross scene, a lost fifth member of the Libertarian cartoon, and a mad scientist. I think that's the idea. He chose the bow tie because it harked back to Patrick Troughton in the late 60s. Yeah, you're a moron, darling. That was like one of the best ones. But Peter Davison, okay, I can see that because that was very designed, right? It wasn't very organic. By the early 80s, Doctor Who eccentricity aesthetics were shifting, and you might say struggling. Davison's look is the result. The Edwardian cricket outfit, complete with the umpire-like hat and striped trousers, is a curio. Add the unexplained celery corsage and ball in Davison's pocket, and the look feels a bit self-consciously crazy. Yeah, I agree. But you're putting him above Colin Baker? Colin Baker above him? Capaldi? I love this costume. So it's like a vaguely medical look. The long frock coat and the waistcoat as worn by Victorian surgeons. Speaking about the costume he wore that debuted in 2014, he's woven the future from the cloth of the past. Simple, stark, and back to basics. No frills, no scarves, no messing. Just 100% rebel Time Lord. Yes, that was the greatness of the Peter Capaldi's Doctor. But Paul McGann, his first outfit was awful. I don't know. I don't understand what this person is thinking. Although the Doctor Who series was suspended in 1989, fans did get a movie in 96 with McGann in his role. His outfit skips over the studded eccentricity of the 80s and goes back to the classic Victorian era inspired look of William Hartnell. Yeah, but it still wasn't that great. It was also part of the plot of the film. The new regenerated Time Lord still was a fancy joke. It always is. You're just an idiot who doesn't know a thing about what you're talking about. It always is a part of the story. Oh. Either way, it's less memorable than some of the other costumes. I mean, David Tennant's only number 9. Number 10, because when Doctor Who first came to the screens in 1963, the concept of the show was a futuristic bent of a time traveler sci-fi. William Hartnell's costume seems to hark back with the loose bow tie, suit, cane, and sometimes monocle. It has an Oz-like energy and influence of future Doctors. Well, not so much as Patrick Troughton did. David Tennant, geek chic. When David Tennant became the Doctor, he doubled down his lanky frame, going for geek chic, a kind of style that Jarvis Cocker would be proud of, wearing a pinstripe suit and a long coat and Converse, a combination of weirdly inspired by an outfit by James Oliver Warren Parkinson. It was the perfect for an era when indie style was at high. Yeah, okay, I agree with him. Patrick Troughton, okay, number 8, fine. Dubbed as a cosmic hobo by fans, Trousers Doctor was particularly based on Charlie Chaplin's trap look. And a result of the discussion with the production team and the actors, as with Chaplin, Troughton goes for the disheveled look. His coat is too big. His trousers are held together with a safety pin, while the cosplay as a homeless person feels problematic. Using the phrase problematic seems problematic. Troughton's Beatles-style mop-top hair or wig, not to mention sardonic expression, is charming. Well, it's true. John Pertwee's number 7. Okay, Shooting Gut was only number 6. This is crazy. The first 70s doc, she's gonna put the awful Whittaker costume as number 1, right? With the on-the-nose rainbow. The first 70s Doctor Pertwee adopted a look that was appropriately peak maximalism. I've never heard that. The style dominated the decade rather than a concept carefully developed by a costume designer. It was originally found in the actor's closet. For the 69 photo shoot before his first series, Pertwee wore a velvet frills and a bow tie, an image that stuck. More than 50 years later, it still gets top marks. It does indeed. Shooting Gut were look. Well, how's he number 6? And you put Colin Baker above him, his awful costume? This is insane. This is literally insane. The time travel of Doctor Who immediately is evidenced in the fashion of the upcoming 2024 series. Judging by the image release of Judy Gartner and his companion Millie Gibson, the two wear outfits that send them way back to the 1960s. And look, they do look good. They do look good, right? This is like I want to see. Gatwer striped back double-breasted suit, sideburns, and neat afro have the feel of James Brown in the latter part of the decade, or even some blaxploitation movies from the 70s. For the present day, Gatwer's brown check suit is lifted by an orange jumper or a shaft-like leather long coat, a color that nods to Colin Baker's Rainbow Factory below. Without going OTT. Speaking of going OTT, Colin Baker. Okay, Jodie Whittaker. They put Jodie Whittaker above all these other people. You are having a laugh, darling. You are having a laugh. If Baker was keen on the somber costume, that he was overruled. Well, yeah, he did want a dark costume actually. Instead, he wore what was they described an explosion at a rainbow factory. Yes, okay. So she's doing well because he's all rainbow, and that's probably all this person thinks about, including a frock coat, patchwork with colours and print, and often a cap pin on the lapel. Fans sent them, and he claimed to have worn every single one. If the purists of the show find the outfit distracting, it's very fashionable, fashion-friendly patchwork is signing of a trend in 2023. Well, I guess you wait long enough, anything comes into style, right? Other than this, right? She's literally listing the worst costumes at the point, right? Right at the top of the list. Because she's bloody crazy. Because she can't get over it. Oh, my God, these morons. The first female Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, she didn't mention it, has an immediately appealing costume. It's appalling, not appealing. It's appalling, but it serves a zoom-in approach. If the stripes across a T-shirt, not the colours of Tom Baker's scarf. No, the stripes across a T-shirt to say she's down with the LGBTQ, mainly the T, right? That's what it's for. You lying cunt. Really? God, I mean, you don't think that we don't all see through your insane lies, right? Don't move scarf. The culottes and braces come from an image Whittaker found online. What, Mork the Orc? A model wearing overalls in a 1988 issue of Saturday saying, I love the androgyny of it. You know, first time the Doctor's a woman. Maybe you want to explore that. No. Yeah, let's make the Doctor a woman and then not make her a woman. Other night touches include the violet lining inside her coat, a nod to the colours of the suffragettes. And the colours purposely contrast the neutral shades worn by her companions. It was shit. It was the shittiest costume ever, played by the shittiest actress ever to play the role. Right? It just shit. Who's number one then? Okay, it's too weird. Sylvester McCoy's number one. That makes no sense. Christopher Eccleston. He's from Object of this minimalist court. The actor's costume shows the influence of the Matrix franchise on sci-fi in the noughties. That's correct. Eccleston was who starred in the series Revival in 2005. Wore a black leather coat, not unlike that worn by Keanu Reeves. Quite a lot unlike, actually. Jesus bloody Christ. The jacket paired with trousers and V-neck sweater was designed to look a bit more serious in contrast to previous Foppers Doctors and blend in with the crowd. Yeah, that's because when the McGann movie came out, he asked his boss if he liked it, and he said, "Yeah, I didn't like the fancy dress though." So he wanted the Doctor to wear something much more naturalistic. That was an idea they kind of threw away pretty quickly. Tom Baker was the Doctor responsible for the still famous Doctor Who scarf, or rather knitted. That was knitted by Begonia Pope. Given the ball to make a scarf by the designer James Atchison, rather than select different colors, she used up it all and made one and handed back an extra long version. The mistake became a signature for the new Doctor, and it's wonderful, right? And then number one, Sylvester McCoy. How? The last incarnation of Doctor in the original run, Sylvester McCoy, has turned the playful man-cup maximalism of the late 80s to contrast shoes, tweed trousers, and most importantly, sweater vest covering question marks. They got rid of that as soon as they could because they thought it was shit. The design that you could quite finally easily find on the place in Gucci's catwalk today. Really? I don't know. Maybe it just came into style. Man, that is a bad article. Bad article by Crazy Lady. Okay? Bad article by Crazy Lady. Has the opportunity to correct Idiot Atlanta's greatest sins? No. 1 second. Let's look at this one. Devious Doctor Who theory connects David Tennant and Judy Gatwa's villains. Okay. Neil Patrick Harris and Jinx Monsoon. Similarities are shared and shared career history. He says both actors should be playing the same Doctor Who villain in Rusty Davies' new era. Not a bad theory, all things considered. The revelation that Jinx Monsoon will be playing a powerful new enemy in Doctor Who suggests the connection to Neil Patrick Harris' mysterious villain from the 60th anniversary special. The two-time RuPaul Drag Race winner, again, that's not a plus, was recently confirmed to having a major role in Judy Gatwa's first series as the Doctor, and filming on their episodes begins on location in Wales. The BBC has released a series of release photos of Jinx in costume as a new Doctor Who villain billed as the Doctor's most powerful enemy yet. Okay, whatever. Jinx, at this stage, it's not clear if Jinx Monsoon is a new villain or a bold reinvention of a classic foe. However, there are several similarities between both Neil Patrick Harris and Jinx Monsoon in real life. And in costume for Doctor Who, that suggests the two characters may be linked. Neil Patrick Harris will face off against David Tennant's 14th Doctor before the latter regenerates, maybe, into Ncuti Gatwa. Or maybe he always was Ncuti Gatwa, right? Who knows? It's possible, therefore, that Harris's villain could also experience a regeneration at the end of the 6th anniversary special, or some kind of transformation. I hear that. Jinx Monsoon and Neil Patrick Doctor Who villains are very similar. That is also, well, that's really the point. Camp, super powerful, right? Where are we up to? The first images released of Jinx Monsoon and Neil Patrick Harris, Doctor Who villain, show just how similar they both are in terms of look. Harris was dressed as in a black top hat and tails, while Jinx was wearing black and white ball gown with piano keys details. Right, the idea was ball gown music. What was continues the theme from Doctor Who's 60th anniversary specials, in which Neil Patrick Harris fan brightly declares the show is just beginning. Is it the same style or are they connected? I could go either way on this one. Which could mean the show which means the show could continue. The show continues with Jinx Monsoon's in Doctor Who season 14. Well, again, I think that you just said that, didn't you? That was kind of implicit. We have to another similarity between the two characters. Both Neil Patrick Harris and Jinx Monsoon have performed on Broadway. Jinx has recently finished an acclaimed run as Matron Mama Morton in Chicago, while Neil Patrick has won a Tony Award for his performance in Hedwig and Hedrick and the Angry Itch. Okay. And it's just with the current climates in the world, like I don't know. I think maybe you just want to stay away from this stuff, really, rather than like drive viewers away, which is what it's doing right now. I mean, well, that's what corporations do. Fox apparently lost $1 billion in their valuation over the past day or so since they fired Tucker Carlson, right? The performers share backgrounds on Broadway, and the rumors of Neil Patrick Harris's villains, Time Lords, or godlike powers make it entirely possible that Jinx will be playing another iteration of the same character from the same theatrical alien species. Or it's the same. Look, if it's a toy maker, they could both easily be the toy maker. Announcing Jinx Monsoon's role in Doctor Who is the official on the official social media reveals the character as the most powerful enemy yet. While this is likely standard marketing bombast, it also connects back to the emotional Neil Patrick Harris, greatest enemy Doctor Who has ever faced, right? Most powerful and the greatest, right? So is it hyperbole or are they connected? I mean, I think we all notice that as well, right? It does seem to be a mirror image of each other. The greatest is standard practice in TV show, but there's a continuity of language that suggests something more deliberate. Great and powerful enemies in Doctor Who tend to either be huge armies like the Daleks or renegade renegade Time Lords like the Master, or celestial beings with power to rewrite reality itself, like the Toy Maker or the Eternals. The Eternals didn't have the ability to rewrite reality, did they? I mean, they had the sailing ship thing in space, but was that rewriting reality? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm trying to remember. There was a one of the new adventures where had an Eternal in it. There's a side character. Fine. The use of okay, they're very similar language to describe them. That's true. Monsoon's character doesn't discount the possibility they're playing an enemy the Doctor has already faced. Only means they've increased their power since the last battle. Theory, finally, bloody hell. Neil Patrick Harris and Jinx Monsoon are playing the same villain in Doctor Who, and similarly in costumes and continuity of language and promotion of the two characters suggests that Neil Patrick Harris and Jinx Monsoon are playing the same Doctor Who villain. The theory could support speculation that Neil Patrick Harris is playing the Toy Maker in the 60th. Such a powerful being would surely be able to change his appearance. After all, the original was played by Michael Gough and then replaced by David Bellally, I think, in the audio, to change the appearance of the first Doctor, who fell out with the production staff. If they could do that, they could surely change their own face as well. Well, yeah, I mean, but he wasn't falling out with the production staff. He was just old and sick, I think. It's entirely possible that Neil Patrick Harris is playing a brand new villainous Time Lord character that will regenerate in the end of the anniversary specials. Jinx Monsoon is already showing similar affections to those seen on locations and the trailer footage that suggests that she could be the next incarnation of Neil Patrick Harris's villain. Whatever Jinx Monsoon and Neil Patrick Harris are playing in Doctor Who, the involvement of the two Broadway stars is in the new era is a big statement of the intent by Russell Davies. Yes, which is a problem, actually. You're right. Maybe we should have like men being men and women being women, right? Maybe that might be good in these confusing times. Who's clearly seeking to bring back camp theatrics and fun to the show. I just don't know if this is a good age for camp, right? I mean, that's really the bottom line. I don't know if this is a good age for camp. Oh, wrong one. Let's see what other articles we got here. Doctor Who. What else do we have? Fine, Better Souls. Jinx was into the future Doctor Who villainy. I hope not. Maybe it is. Fine, this is just blah 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 blah. If we put these skills here, it says Jinx Monsoon is a pretty solid candidate for Doctor Who. And agrees Russell T. Davis. Fine. It was a perfect storm how we became friends. Yeah, I mean that basically is it. They got on with each other and he wrote a part for him. And I think because he likes, maybe having sex with him. Who is Jinx playing? This is the $1 million question. Right? Obviously, there's no way of knowing if Jinx Monsoon is taking over and established or yeah, we don't know. Please don't be the Rani, right? Please, please, please do not be the Rani, right? Do not be the Rani. Fine. Let's have a look at what else we have to look at. Any other new Doctor Who news? Photo shoot. I saw that. Idiots Lantern. Nothing new there. Fine. Let's go with the big finish. I finally finished listening to a release. Catching up. I've got about a week to. There's 2 more releases I have to catch up with. That's this one, the 4th Doctor set, which I haven't listened to, and I just started listening to the 3rd Doctor and Joe Jones. Which isn't great so far, but I'll give it time to breathe. But this is the one, Time War Cass. So this is a weird box set, right? They're going off in a whole different direction in the Time War. It seems to me they couldn't get Ranky Thacker or whatever her name is because she was too busy, and so they did something different. This is the best thing they've done with the 8th Doctor in a long time. Like I think since Stranded, frankly. It's and for some reason, right? They found it very important to pair the Doctor up with Cass, who played the pilot in the Night of the Doctor, right? That 5-minute or 10-minute like little Doctor piece, where he regenerates from McGann into the War Doctor, right? So, and then also got Paul McGann's son in it, Jake McGann playing his grandson, who was played by his son, but a different son in previous release. So it's all very confusing, and. Well, I found this genuinely quite solid, right? You had 4 decent adventures. I also found it very, very disposable, right? I mean, like, Paul McGann's always great, and it's always great hearing his Doctor, but this just feels like a bolt-on that I really don't need to know about. Having said that, will I get the second box set? It all depends on who's writing it, right? And how good it looks. It's but the stories are solid, right? And the characteristics also. It's just there's not a good reason for this, right? And that's really the bottom line. There's not a good reason for this. And download is $37. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry, this shouldn't be more than $20 on download. And I think 15. Honestly, I think these box sets should be 10. Make it the price of an album. I just that would make more sense to me. I think they'll probably sell more. But who knows? So let's look at the individual stories. The Doctor and his great-grandson Alex are back, traveling a universe together. But what happens? But when that universe is in the grips of the Time War, the unexpected lurks around every corner. So what they do with this that I think is interesting is look at the fallout that the Time War would create. And I think it does that pretty well by messing up time, and people are forgetting important things, people that used to be there that aren't there anymore, right? I think that's a good, interesting idea, right? So it's all about time kind of getting confused and falling away. So meanwhile, elsewhere, by the way, this took me so long to listen to because I wasn't that engaged in the stories. The stories weren't that bad. They weren't bad, but they weren't engaging, right? So this took me months to get through, which is the problem I'm having with the Joe Jones one as well. Anyway, meanwhile, elsewhere by Tim Foley. So again, having the Doctor and Alex traveling around together out the blue is a bit, a bit jarring, and it's Jake McGann's Paul McGann's son, who really feels very nothing like Paul McGann whatsoever. So Dr. and Alex arrive on a tropical island where there's something amiss. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a desperate pilot runs for his life. Meanwhile, elsewhere is Kaz Fermat's first day as an errant class starship. Meanwhile, elsewhere, it's the beginning of the end of everything. So actually, that's quite a good intro blurb, because that gives you the vibe of what this series is like. It's very much wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, for one of a better word. But so this is quite good at introducing the characters. Kaz is a little bit of a Mary Sue, but because she played well, it carried off well, right? And only a little bit of a Mary Sue. But this is just kind of like the intro episode to get you involved in the what's it called again? The situation, the world. It's Kaz's first trip in the TARDIS, and the Doctor is determined to make it one to remember. So this is Vespertine by Lou Morgan. Doesn't really work, and generally speaking, I think most of Lou Morgan's stuff doesn't work. While it being well written, I don't think it really works for the thing she's working on. Like Doctor Who, this doesn't really work. But when they arrive at the research base that shouldn't exist, built above a missing explorer ship that should never have been found, it seems to be going to be memorable for all the wrong reasons. Because deep beneath the ice, there's more than just a long lost ship waiting for them. So yeah, this is the weakest story on the box set. It's there's this like a ship that I thought it was a spaceship, but I think it was either I actually can't remember a spaceship or a sea ship. But it's got a famous explorer on it that's saved in this time bubble that's just down there, that down beneath the ice. And if you knew who the personality was, it would be more engaging, but you don't. And so you don't really have much stake in the story. You know, it's what Rusty Davis said, like when he was doing Doctor Who in 2005. So we wanted to make everything on Earth because, you know, if you go to the Zog planet where the Zog monster is attacking the Zog people, you don't really care. That's the same sort of thing. I didn't really care about any of these people, right? Previously, Next Time is a very good time loopy story by James Moran. James Moran did a few good stories, I think. 1 second. James Moran, Doctor Who. Okay, 1 second. Let's see what's written. Fires on Pompeii. Okay, The Sons on Pompeii, Venture Games, Fires on Pompeii. So did he only do Fires on Pompeii? I thought he did more episodes. Whatever. All right, so this is a good time loop episode where the ending is before the beginning. It's a two-parter. Part 1, the Doctor and Dr. Cass and Alex arrive to find out what's causing temporal anomalies. The TARDIS with the TARDIS and comes across an uninhabited planet, a mysterious factory, and a weapon so dangerous it could destroy the entire universe. But things go catastrophically wrong. Yeah, well, it doesn't start out so good. So again, they're coming in at the end of the story, and then the next part is they do the beginning of the story, and they're caught in this time loop. So they're trying to break the cycle, which for me works well, but it's got some devastating consequences. The factory has vanished. Part 2, the factory has vanished along with the TARDIS, and formerly uninhabited world is now fully populated by people who have been here for thousands of years, people who have never heard of Time War or Daleks. Something is very strange is going on with time itself. And it's running out fast. Yeah, it's, again, engaging. I so would not agree with it. 37, 31? No way, right? It's ridiculously expensive. For a disposable, mediocre product, right? It's okay, but it's not fantastic, right? It's not worth that money. So next one, when's the next one due out? It's next year, April 2024. So we don't know anything about it yet. Yeah, I don't know. Next release, Living Land, The Making of Zagreus? What? How can that be? That's from 2003. It's the first thing in that range. So yeah, is this a recommend? No, not for this price. It's not. I'm if you like 2 or 3, or you want to buy it together, yeah, but not for that price. It's look, again, the stories were okay. The stories were solid. The stories carried me through. It was this TARDIS team. It was just kind of inserted, and the Dalek scene. It all seems tired, right? It seems like they're looking for an idea of how to bring this range forward. And they've always been good at fighting on those ideas, right? In the original range, it was Paul McGann doing more traditional stories, slotted in amongst all the run of all the other Doctors. Then they came up with the new, because they got tired. Then they came up with the good idea of rebooting it and making it much more contemporary and having it come out on a time and a day on Saturdays, right? And it broke the server to download. But they were great little stories. That's when Lucy Miller came into it, and Lucy Miller was perfect for that reinvention. And then they reinvented it again with Dark Eyes, basically inventing the box set format, right? But now it's tied again, right? It's tied again, and I think, look, we're going to get another set in this with this team. Again, it depends who's working on it, if I'm going to get it or not. It ends on a cliffhanger, but I'm not that interested. Bottom line, like, I just wasn't that interested. So I'm sorry. Fine, let's find the Star Trek Legacies story. There we go. Trek movie. Terry Metalis gives Star Trek Legacy update. Alex Kurtzman hears fans loud and clear. Yeah, but what does that mean? I hear them and I hate them. Series finale of Picard is wrapped up nicely with things set up for a spin-off show in a series of interviews with showrunner Terry Metalis. Says, I hope the Star Trek Legacy follow-up, and Alex Kurtzman weighs in on fan enthusiasm. Making room for Legacy. Right, so we covered this already. These shows are expensive to make, right? And so they're doing Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy. I think they would have to financially justify a third one. No, just get rid of Starfleet Academy. You don't need to, again, Tilly in space, eating the cream cakes. So talking to Cinnamon Blend, he said, I think Alex Kurtzman has a plan for the Star Trek universe, and I think he has to figure out how these things play out, right? I don't think he wants to rush into anything, especially something he didn't make, and essentially has put egg all over his face. We've got 2 great live action shows happening right now, Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy, and a Section 31 movie. Axe the Starfleet Academy, and Section 31 movie for that matter. So they're pretty well stocked. At the same time, I think there's a demand for this. I would say the fans should be loud and clear. Hashtag Star Trek Legacy, baby. Hashtag Star Trek Legacy. Right? We need this to happen. At the same time, I think the demand for this, I would say the fans should be loud and tell the world what they want, and maybe one day we'll be able to do it. The fans are heard, but you should keep but they should keep doing their thing. Yes. So Kurtzman's not rushing into Legacy, even with all the planned Star Trek projects. Metalis told Variety that he and Kurtzman are still talking about spin-off ideas. Alex and I talk all the time. I don't believe that. It's something that's going to be done. If it's something that's going to be done, we want to make sure we don't rush into it. We want to make sure we do it right. That's where we are with it. I say coyly at the moment. There's nothing developed on it, but we talk all the time. I'm like, please, Alex, greenlighting this show may make people vomit in their mouths less when they think of you, right? That might happen. But as well, Kurtzman made it clear that doors open to Star Trek Legacy. Anything is possible. We've heard the fans loud and clear. There's obviously more story to tell, so we'll see. Yeah, again, cancel all your shit, Kurtzman, and just make this, right? Basically saying pick up right afterwards. I think the idea of Captain 7, Jack Crusher, Raffi as number 1, LaForge sisters. They're both on that. And Esma and Mura would love to see the crew of the Enterprise out there in the next as the next generation, mixed with a lot of these legacy characters. I think they've been never been better and more interesting. I agree, because the writing's been excellent. That's why. Jack's got a lot to do. Let me tell you. I think one of the LaForge sisters might be things he want to do. Legacy would add characters in Voyager GS9 and TNG is returning too. It's about 7 and 9. It's about Jack Crash, about the LaForge sisters. It's about what else is going on in the galaxy with Deep Space Nine characters and the rest of Voyager characters. Honestly, some of these TNG characters, I'm not ready to say goodbye to. I think in a lot of ways, Jonathan Cates, LeVar Burton, Michael Dorn, and Gates McFadden have never been better. Probably true. I think they're all at the top of the game. I'd like to see more. Certainly, there's a wonderful vision in there for Ed in there. I'm sure of it. I can occasionally crop up and offer ideas of comedy myself. Then I'll be happy to do so. So I don't know. Listen, I'm hoping this is going to happen, right? Very optimistic this is going to happen. Star Trek fan petitions surpasses one preceding Strange New Worlds. Okay, well they had more money then. Let's have a look at this petition. Where is it? Do we have a link for it? Where is it? Where's the link for it? Yeah, lots of fan art. That's great. That was really good. I like that a lot. That's really nice. That one is really nice. But where's the oh, wait a minute. Did I have it open already? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Petition. There you go. So let me share that, because we all should win that. Well, the first truthful entry on Wiki. What was that? The guy so uses someone altered his Wiki entry to say him and Halsey couldn't write their way out of a paper bag. Yeah, 1 second. Let me see that. That's funny. Alex Kurtzman. This is Wikipedia. Now, find. Right. 12. Also, my the island, Transformers. Okay. Oh, I can't, they must have taken it out. That's a shame. Yeah. Cousin born to a Jewish family, oh, the shame of it. And raised in Los Angeles, California, is a long-time writing past Roberto Orci, best friend of Highland. What did he do ever since they parted ways? Like the one who can actually write. Let's see what he's done in recent years. Okay, Limitless. Limitless is quite good, but okay, he hasn't worked in 6 years by the looks of it. Amazing Spider-Man 2, Star Trek Beyond. Whew, I wouldn't put your name on that, mate. At least it was uncredited. Cowboys and Aliens. Yeah, that wasn't great either. Sorry. Yeah, none of this is good. None of this is good. But, you know, it's better than Kurtzman, who is truly awful. Star Trek Picard era combatants are sold out again. Bloody hell. And they changed them back. Let me find it on Facebook. Really? Listen, I like the. That's one of the things I liked in Picard when his badge was cheaping in the first episode. It was one of the old style, with the round background deltas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am cream crackered, right? I try and I try and aim for a shorter show on Wednesdays, Mondays and Wednesdays. I normally fail. Today I'm going to go for it because I'm just like I've eaten so much. I mean, with this barbecue we had, my son smoked this meat. Oh my god, it was divine! It was absolutely divine. My wife made a thing called a risa, which is basically you get chopped meat, ground beef, mix it with some like Israeli Eastern spices, and you put it in half a pita bread, and then you cook it together. It's kind of like a burger. Called a harissa. Really good. Lots of chicken wings. These great bratwursts we got recently. They were just fantastic. Fantastic. But I'm like I'm sweating gravy. Right, I ate so much. It was, and there's still dessert waiting upstairs. Oh God! If I don't survive tomorrow, you will know. But tomorrow is Doctor Who magazine day, so we're going to have a whole bunch of new content to go over with. Okay, Thursday already, tomorrow. Blimey, time flies, baby, time flies. With that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. Now I'm going to hit it again. Good night, good luck, and may your God go with you. And the